Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and today's problem going to be about population genetics. And here is a problem: in a certain population the dominant phenotype of certain trait occurs 91% of the time. What is the frequency of the dominant allele? If you need the time, you may stop video here, try to solve this problem on your own first, and when you will be ready you can run video again and you can compare your answer with my answer and explanation. In order to solve this problem you have to know Hardy-Weinberg formula, and here is the formula: frequency of the three genotypes that can be made by two alleles would equal to p squared plus 2pq plus q squared, and all this equals to 1. And as you see, the data that we have is given in percentage form, and we do all our calculations on the scale between 0 and 1. So another scale would be 0 and 100%, and as you see in our calculations 1 equal to 100%, so in order to find 91% we have to divide this number by 100, and this gives us information that frequency of these two genotypes which make one phenotype would equal to 0.91, and this also gives us information that this phenotype and genotype would make another 0.09. So these two numbers once again stand for occurrence of the dominant phenotype. So p squared here stands for the, for example, genotype that is capital A, 2pq stands for the genotype that is capital A and small a, and q squared stands for the small a genotype. So in our formula, p plus q would equal to 1. So p, this is all the alleles of dominant type, we can designate as capital A, and q all the alleles that is recessive or small a. So these two type of alleles would make two phenotypes. So capital A and capital A small a would make the same phenotype, and this one genotype would make recessive phenotype. And as you see, if we add these two numbers, these two frequencies, we are going to get 1. And also if you would take a look here, you would find that q squared here stands for the homozygous recessive genotype. So let's write down this number: q squared equals to 0.09. This is going to be frequency, so we can find easily q. So we just have to take square root of this number. So if we would take square root of q squared, this would equal to 0.3. So if we know that q equals to 0.3, we can find p. So once again, take a look here. If we know that q equals to 0.3, we can say that p equals to 0.7. 0.7 plus 0.3 would equal to 1 or to 100%. So once again, two types of alleles, one dominant, another recessive. In our formula, p stands for dominant allele A, so p squared, in other words, this is p multiplied by p. And this part of the formula stands for heterozygous genotype in simple Mendelian genetics, this heterozygous genotype would make the same phenotype as homozygous dominant. And this is going to be recessive genotype and phenotype. So now we know the frequency of the recessive allele, which we can find here and here. And we know the frequency of the dominant allele, which is equal to 0.7 on this scale, or it would equal to 70% on this scale. We just have to multiply this number by 100. One more time, these three genotypes represent all possible genotypes, their frequencies in the population, and we have here frequency of the dominant allele, which equals to 0.7, and here is the frequency of the recessive allele, which equals to 0.3. If we add these two numbers, we are also going to get 1 or 100%. Just like in our formula here, all the alleles dominant A plus all the alleles recessive A would equal to 100%. As you see, the three genotypes are made by only two variants of the alleles. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any. Share this video with your classmates, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.